Hello friends, from this lecture we will start our second paper, elementary number theory. Okay, up to last lectures we have seen the first paper, that is graduate level calculus, okay, or advanced calculus, and we have learned two units. One is sequences and second is series, okay, infinite series, okay, from the first paper. Now we will see some units from the second paper, and second paper is elementary number theory. Okay, now this number theory is a very historic, means very old and purest mathematics. Okay, and about, if we want to say something about numbers, the counting of numbers or the knowledge of numbers is not only limited to the human brain. In research, there are some research which conclude that even there are some birds which have knowledge or which have the capacity to distinguish about numbers up to some 3-4 numbers. Okay, and this also research is also true about newly born babies. Okay, they also have capacity to distinguish number up to 4. This is one research. Okay, that some birds have knowledge to distinguish about numbers up to 4. Okay, this may be true. So the number is not limited only to human brain. Okay. So there is very interesting paper, elementary number theory, and the first chapter of this paper is theory of divisibility. Okay, from this lecture we will start our first unit or first chapter, theory of divisibility. Okay, now before going to the actual syllabus, we will see some basic numbers or set of numbers. You may have known, but some may have forgotten. Okay, so we know set of natural number. Okay, set of natural numbers, everyone know natural numbers start from 1. So natural numbers are 1, 2, 3 up to so on. Set of natural numbers is denoted by the capital letter N, and the set is 1, 2, 3, 4 up to so on. Okay, this is a set of natural number. Okay, then there is a set of integers. Now there are two notations for set of integers. Some book use Z and some book use I. Okay, so the set of integers, it is also denoted by the capital letter I. Okay, what is set of integers? Set of integers is the set which contains 0, plus and minus 1, plus and minus 2, plus and minus 3 up to so on. This is the set of integers. Okay. Then the rational numbers, set of rational numbers, okay, is denoted by Q. Okay, what are the rational numbers? Rational numbers are the number of the form P by Q where the denominator Q is not equal to Q. Okay, these are the rational numbers, and the complement of these rational numbers are irrational numbers. You know irrational number like root 2 is a irrational number. Okay, so rational number, integers, rational numbers. Then we know real number. Okay, set of all. What is real number? Real number is the combination of all these sets. Real number contains natural number, real number contains integer, real number contains rational numbers, real number contains irrational numbers. Okay, so real numbers, we know real line. Okay, this is 0. So each element of this line is the real number. Okay, 0.1, minus 0.2, 1, 3, 5, all the elements, okay, are comes in the real numbers. Okay, so real number is combination of natural number, integer, rational number, irrational number. All the numbers comes under the real number. Okay, so this is the general introduction about numbers, and you all know these basic sets. Okay, then there is another number subset known as complex numbers. Okay, complex numbers given by C. What are the complex numbers? Are of the form a plus bi, where I is the imaginary number, this bi is the imaginary part. Okay, a and b are the real numbers. Okay, so such numbers a plus bi, where a and b are real numbers, this b is called imaginary part, this a is called real part. Okay, so b is the set contains such numbers is called complex number set. Okay, so these are some basic sets in the number system. Okay, we will see the next topic, which is divisibility. Okay, now my question is it true when we divide an integer by a non-zero integer, does the quotient is always integer? Suppose we are dividing integer b by non-zero integer a, then whether the quotient is always integer? Okay, and the answer is no. Okay, for example, when we divide 4 by 2, the quotient is 2. Here 4 is integer. When we divide the integer 4 by integer 2, then quotient also integer. But when we divide integer 5 by non-zero integer 2, the quotient is 2.5, and 2.5 is not the integer. Integers are 2, 3, 4, minus 1, 0, etc. 2.5 is not the integer. Okay, so there is need to define divisibility. Okay, here when we divide 4 by 2, the answer is 2. 2 is integer. But when we divide 5 by 2, the answer is 2.5, which is not the integer. So definition of divisibility is, okay, suppose let a is not equal to 0 be a integer. Okay, be an integer. Okay, we say, okay, b is, or we can say a divides an integer b. Okay, b is also integer and a is not zero integer. A divides b if there exists a non-zero, a is not equal to 0, b integer, and a divides the integer b if there exists a non-zero integer, there exists a non-zero integer c such that a is equal to b into c. Okay, then we say a divides b if there is the integer c. Okay, now here 4, when we divide 4 by 2, we can write 4 is equal to 2 into 2. Okay, 4 is equal to 2 into 2. Here our b is 4, we are dividing by, okay, or here you are right, if b is equal to a into c. Okay, if there is this integer c, then b is equal to a into c, then we say a divides b. Okay, here 4 is equal to 2 into 2, this 4 is our b. Okay, this 2 is our a, and this is our remainder c. Okay, here c is also integer. This implies 2 divides 4 because the quotient is integer. But here in this case, when we divide 5 by 2, we do not get the integer c because this 2 from 5 is not the integer. Here we write 5 is equal to 2 into 2.5. There does not exist an integer such that 5 is equal to 2 into some integer. 5 is equal to 2 into 2.5, and 2.5 is c is not the integer. So this implies 2 does not divide 5, but 2 divides 4. Okay, and notation, when a divides b, it is denoted by it is denoted by like this: A divides B, and we say A is the divisor of B. Okay, and we say A is divisor, okay, of, so A divides B divided by A dash B. Okay, this and that's A divides B, and this means B is equal to A into C. Okay, so using this equation we can say 7 divides 49, because 49 is equal to 7 into 7. So there is this number C, such that 49 is equal to 7 into some integer. Also 8 divides 48, because 48 is equal to, okay, we are dividing, our number is B is 48 and 8 is divided 48, because 48 is equal to 8 into 6. We can find the non-zero integer C, so that B is equal to A into C. Now 5 does not divide. This is notation for does not divide 12, because 12 is not equal to 5 into some integer. Okay, so this is the idea about divisibility. So a non-zero integer is divide another integer if we can find an integer C, so that B is equal to A into C. Or quotient, we can say a number A divides B if the quotient is again an integer. Integer A divides integer B if the quotient is the again a non-zero integer. Okay, so I think you get the idea of divisibility. Okay, so the next point of syllabus is proper and improper divisor. Okay, first we will take one example. Okay, suppose A is some non-zero integer, so we can write A equal to A into 1, also is equal to minus A into minus 1. So here we can apply definition: B is equal to A into C. This is integer, this is non-zero integer, this is the integer. Or in numerical we can write 2 is equal to 2 into 1, also 2 is equal to minus 2 into minus 1. So from this we can say for any non-zero integer A, the plus minus A and plus minus 1 are always divisors. Okay, because 2 is always divisible by 2, 2 is always divisible by minus 2, 2 is always divisible by plus or minus 1. So for any non-zero integer A, plus minus A and plus minus 1 are always divisor. Such divisors are called improper divisors. Okay, these are called improper divisors. Okay, the number itself or plus minus A, if A is an element, then plus minus A and plus minus 1 are always divisors. These divisors are called improper divisors. And if an integer has a divisor other than this integers, other than this divisor, then that divisors are called proper divisors. For example, 6 is divisible by 3. Okay, 6 is equal to 3 into 2. 3 is also divisor of 6. 2 is also divisor of 6. And 3 and 6 are not equal. 3 and 2 are not equal to 1. And 3 and 2 not equal to 6. So 6 has divisor 3, 2, 1, 6, minus 1. Okay, these are the divisors of 6. But out of this, only 2 divisors, 3 and 2 are proper divisors, because plus minus 6 and plus minus 1 are improper divisors of 6, and 3 and 2 are the only divisors which are the proper divisors of 6. This is the difference between proper divisors and improper divisors. Okay, look at that. I think you have cleared the idea about the proper divisors and improper divisors. Okay, if 12 is the number, then 1 and 12 also minus 1 minus 12. Okay, if we think about the positive divisors, then plus 1 and plus 12 are improper divisors, and 2, 3, 4, 6 are the proper divisors of the 12. Okay, this is the concept of proper and improper divisors. Okay, now we will see one example. Okay, so or some property. So let A, B, C are integers ABC are the integers such that A divides B and B divides C. Okay, then A also divides C. Okay, this is the property of divisibility. If A divides B and B divides C, then A also divides C. Okay, now we will show the proof using our general definition. Okay, so we have to show if A divides B and B also divides C, then A also divides C. Okay, so proof is very simple. Now A divides, we have A divides B. Okay, so by definition there exists an integer C such that B is equal to A into C. Also B divides C, so we know there exists another integer, so instead of C we will take another notation. Okay, because C is repeating. Since A divides B, there is this integer D such that B is equal to D into A or A into D. Now B divides C, so again by definition of divisibility there exists an integer E such that C is equal to B into that integer. Okay, now we have to show A divides C, so we have to write C is equal to A into some integer. Okay, now we have C is equal to B into E. Okay, but we have value of B which is equal to A into D, so this is equal to B, value of B is A into D into E, so this is equal to A into D into E, because A, D, E are integers, so they are associative. Now D is integer, E is integer, so D into E is some integer, we can write this is equal to A into some integer K, and this is left, LHS is same, C is equal to AK. So there is this integer K such that C is equal to A into K. So by definition of divisibility, A divides C by definition. Okay, since C is equal to A into K, K is some non-zero integer. K is the integer obtained by multiplication of this non-zero integers. D into E we are noted it by K. So C is equal to A into K. So by definition, A also divides C. Okay, this is a very simple property of divisibility. Okay, now we will see the next property, or we can say theorem. Okay, so let A, B, C, D are some integers. Okay, and E divides A and E divides B, then show that E divides C into A plus D into B, where C and D, A and B are integers. Okay, so first we will write what we have given. Okay, we have known E divides A and E divides B. Okay, now E divides A implies there is some integer B or integer say X such that A is equal to E into X by definition of divisibility. Also E divides B, E divides B, so this implies there exists integer say Y, non-zero integer, such that B is equal to A into Y by definition of divisibility. Now we have to show E divides CA plus DB, that is we have to show there is some integer such that CA into A plus D into B is equal to E into some integer. Now C into A plus D into B is equal to So C, we know value of A is E into X plus D into B. D as it is, we know value of B is equal to E into Y. Now E is common integer in both terms, so we will take it common. So E into, so C into X plus D into Y. Now C, X, D, Y are integers. This addition is again integers. So this implies CA plus DB is equal to E into some integer. This implies, by definition, E divides CA plus D. Okay. This is the proof. And we have seen last property. In this property, what is the property? If A divides B and B divides C, then A divides C. We can see example. We know 3 divides 9 and 9 divides 27, and those 3 divides 27 also. So this property we can say in terms of numerical values. Okay. So thank you.